Hello everyone and welcome back to Tales from the TBR. My name is Dorothy and today we have the December wrap up. That's right guys, it's the last wrap up of 2022 and let's get into it because I finished the year pretty strong, not gonna lie. I think this might be my highest rated month. I'm not sure, but I think it is. The very first book that I read in December was Better Than the Movies by Lynn. I gave this 5 stars. As you can see, there are some tabs here. I love this book so much. Wes and Liz are so wholesome. This is a YA contemporary, which if you guys know, this is my first YA contemporary of 2022. I only read 2 of them this year because I wasn't as much in a YA mood, but this book is exactly what I needed. I had been getting it recommended to me constantly. I had been seeing it all over Instagram, all over TikTok, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. Got it, read it the day I purchased it, and immediately fell in love with it. It was so good. The themes of grief and understanding how other people have to come into your life even though someone has gone on, even though someone has passed away, were just so heartwarming. And watching Liz come to this road of kind of acceptance but also understanding after losing her mom and allowing her stepmom into her life was just, it hit me right in the feels. And on top of that, having Wes's just journey into being like, I'm into you and I've been into you this whole time was just, I loved it so much. And all the movie quotes before every single chapter really help you understand how both of our characters are feeling. And it was the perfect way to start the month. And I will be for sure rereading this probably on a yearly basis just to give myself a little bit of love. The next book I read was my second YA contemporary of the year and another 5-star read, and that is A Show for Two by Tashie Bhuiyan. Tashie Bhuiyan so far has not had a single miss for me. Her first 2 books, Counting Down with You and A Show for Two, have both been 5 stars. As you can see, we have just tabbed this bad boy up. I loved this so much. The mental health representation. Oh my god. Tashie Bhuiyan writes it so well. Like, legitimately, between Counting Down with You and A Show for Two, the representation she provides for not only teenagers that are living with anxiety and depression, but adults that are currently living with anxiety and depression is just insane. I cannot explain all of the words and feelings I had during this. I was just simply screaming the whole time. And it was perfect. And it was, again, exactly what I needed right after I read Better Than the Movies, and exactly what I needed in December. I could not stop reading this. In fact, I think I might have read it in one sitting because I was just obsessed with this. The fact that also this book relates to Counting Down with You because this is Karina's cousin. I was screaming when I found that out. I was like, oh, okay, that's insane. And I love it. And Mina's journey with her mental health, with her trying to explain to her parents that everything that they're doing so far has been hurting her, and how she just sets the boundaries and steps up for herself. I was just in love with the whole thing. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this book, and I loved it so much. So after this, Tia and I buddy read the Holly Dates, which we participated in the Lou Phantasma readathon, which is why we were reading it together. I ended up giving it 2 stars because it was overall lacking for me. My main reason for the 2-star is because when the third act miscommunication conflict came in, I truly felt like Holly was overreacting. She did not give Kai even a moment to explain what had happened before she decided to block him on everything, which, granted, I do understand Holly's trauma and issues with her past, but the fact that she doesn't even give him a moment just kind of felt like we had lost the progress that she had been making this whole time. And additionally, some of the plot twists, I was just kind of like, really? We had to do this? Like, this seems really counterintuitive to our character's story. And I just overall didn't enjoy the back half of this. So I had to give it 2 stars for those reasons. After reading the Holidates, I then decided to read 3 volumes of Haikyu in a row. So I read volume 8, 9, and 10, all of which were 3 stars for me. I love this series. As you guys know, I've been slowly but surely reading Haikyu all year. Well, not all year, since I think like September. And I love my volleyball boys. This was just such a great way to return to it, especially because I always feel like whenever I'm on the brink of a slump, I end up reading a volume of Haikyu, or 3 in this case, and it prevents it completely. So that's a good thing. I gave all of these 3 stars just because nothing too exciting was happening, and because I have watched the anime of this series, I did know where everything was going, but seeing it on the page was also just fun. By volume 10, we're at the Tokyo training camp, which is really fun, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I read all 3 of these in a row because they're very easy to get through, and I loved them, as I always do. Now, those were the last physical books that I read because the last 3 are all ebooks. The first one is a Kindle Unlimited book, and that is 'Tis the Season for Revenge. I gave this book 4 stars. I overall enjoyed it. It was a fast and easy read once I did finally start pushing myself to actually read it. I started it in the beginning of December when I wanted another holiday romance, but then other things came in the way, so then I just decided to read it before the end of the year, and it was good. I liked the smut and I liked the chemistry between Damien and I can't remember the female's name. I can't remember the woman's name. Either way, I love the chemistry between our 2 main characters, and I just felt like everything was pretty smooth sailing, and even the way that Mr. Damien handled the reveal of the fact that originally our main character started dating him to get back at her ex, I thought it was very, very well done, and he was on the honorable mentions for the Fictional Men of the Year list. So there's that. Love him. Think it was good. I think I might end up rereading it next year, but I'm not 100% sure. But, overall, it was a good holiday romance. Put me more in the holiday spirit. And then the next Kindle Unlimited book that I ended up reading was a buddy read with Tia. As always, you guys know, Tia and I just read Kindle Unlimited romances together, specifically sport romances, which this one, Mile High, was another hockey romance, and oh my god, I finished it on December 30th, so it was my second to last book of the entire year. I gave Mile High 5 stars. It was so stinking good. The journey that oh my god, the journey that Stevie and Evan go on, even though I don't want to call him Evan, his name is Xanders. The journey that Stevie and Xanders go on in this book. The fact that it's also over 300 pages, didn't realize that when I started reading it, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm 200 pages in and that's only halfway. I need a physical copy of this so I can annotate it, because holy crap. Xanders is that man. He is that man. When I was reading it, I got Garrett Graham vibes, and I was like, oh my god, love Garrett Graham. And then Evan Xanders just blew me away with everything that he did and everything that he was. And oh my god, when he tells Stevie that he is in love with her, screaming. I wanted to be screaming in my car whilst we were driving because I was like, this man is doing it. Go, Evan. Love you, Evan. Thank you, Evan. I was just on the edge of my seat because I was like, wow, he's really doing it. He's really going for it. And when he went for it, I was like, that's my guy. And I was thoroughly obsessed with him. He was amazing. And then the very last book of December, which I read on December 31st, the last book of the entire year, was Haikyu Volume 11. I read this as an ebook because I got a copy of it from my library because I don't own it currently. Will eventually. And I read it because I wanted to get to 100 books and I knew Haikyu would be available, would be right there. Read it right away, read it pretty fast, and then gave it 3 stars. And I was just like, what a great way to end the year with my volleyball boys. And I loved it. And that was the end of their training camp. So they're about to go into their spring tournament, which I'm so excited about. I want to get volumes 12 and 13 because I think those are both the beginning of the spring tournament. And oh my God, I gotta read it. I want to read all of the volumes so bad. But there's 45 of them and I'm only on 12, so we'll see. But either way, I ended the year with Haikyu because I knew I could read it pretty fast, and I did, and I gave it 3 stars, and it was a great way to end 2022. And so those are all the books that I read in December, which we had a good mix between physical reads and ebook reads, because your girl loves a good ebook. You know, I'm here for an ebook sometimes. And yeah, with all that said, I hope you guys like this video, even though it was pretty short because I don't really have much to say because I am so surprised that we're already at the end of December and we're in 2023. It's ridiculous, but we got to get to our reading of 2023, guys. We got so many projects going on that some of them you don't even know about yet. And for that, I'm a sneaky lady. So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below how your December reading was. Give me some recommendations, as always, in the comments below. Y'all know I love a good recommendation. I always want more books because that's who I am as a human being. And if you guys like this content, make sure to subscribe. I post a weekly vlog every single Wednesday. And in January, you can expect a Sunday video every single Sunday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!